Okay, so not to be weird, and I don't know like why, but for some reason, whenever I take a shower, that is where all of my YouTube inspiration comes from. I swear to God, I'm in the shower, I get all these ideas for videos, and then I just hop out, and I feel like I just have to record. So, hello, straight from the shower. Wait, no, that sounds weird. Hello, everybody. This is your STATISTACS, and I am here with all of you to talk about Fallout 4 today. So many great big not JRPGs, so many great big RPGs have been, some a JRPG, I mean Persona 3 Reload, but so many great RPGs have been shown more of. We got a huge look at Starfield, we got a decent look at Avowed, we got a new look at Clockwork Revolution. That is an incredible lineup from a showcase that was however long ago, 2 weeks ago or whatever, I don't know. And I don't know, I was thinking about Bethesda and their games and like, the past and all that, and Fallout 4 is what I'm here to talk about with all of you today. So, if you enjoyed the video, you know what to do with all those buttons. Let me know what you think of Fallout 4 down below, and while you're down below, if you want to scroll up just a little bit above the comment section and go into the description, and my Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch are all down there. Why don't you click those links, give them a follow, and let's get right into this. Okay, so for me, Fallout 4 is a weird, could be either one kind of situation where like you could ask me what I think of Fallout 4 and I could very easily tell you I think it's shit, I think it's great. And really the difference maker for all of that is the modding scene. I don't know if I'd go with shit. I mean, as a Fallout, it's such a generic thing to say. I feel like so many people say it, but I'm going to say it because I do believe it, and I've said it for years. As a Fallout game, I think Fallout 4 is shit. It's not, it doesn't meet its expectations when you go back to Fallout 3, or of course New Vegas, but that was made by Obsidian. So I'm rolling with 3 here as a comparison, and 3 had, I love 3. A lot of people like New Vegas more. It's not so easy for me to say that. I could make an argument for either one any day of the week. I love Fallout 3 so much. And when you compare Fallout 3 to Fallout 4, it just feels like Fallout 4 vanilla falls short in so many ways. Of course it does some things good. The gameplay, the gunplay is all way better, of course. But where Fallout 4 falls flat, in my opinion, the most is it just falls flat in some big areas for me. The first going to be, of course, the direction of the story and the factions and the choices that you can make and the dialogue options. It's so lacking to me. Everything in Fallout 4 I see potential for being great, but not everything is great. The map, the potential for that map was so huge, and to me it just absolutely falls flat. The map is so lacking compared to Fallout 3, and just for what the location is, I think that Boston or Cambridge or wherever, it's such a just that area is such an interesting area, and it's so fitting for Fallout with the American history that's there, and it just really falls flat in a lot of areas. One being that almost half of the map is just straight water, which is terrible. It's absolutely horrible. And then if you take the landmass and then take like a quarter of that landmass, it's just a giant radiated pile with like almost nothing in it. It's just the map really is tiny when you consider how much of the map is actually fun to explore. It's a very tiny map for a Fallout game. So let's reel it back. Let's walk through the game. You start the game and there is, the initial cutscene and everything, war never changes, all that stuff, and then it goes to your character creator of you in the mirror, and you can swap between male and female. It's very immersive in the way it does it. I really like all of that. I'm not much for character creation, if I'm being honest. I pretty much just slap a beard on my guy because in real life I can't grow one for shit. So, I have to fantasize that. So I character creator, I just pretty much slap a beard on him and I call it quits. Because I know I'm going to cover him up in armor and cool other looking stuff. And then, you're in the house and everything. It's pre-war, and I feel like a large community, a part of the community has been asking for a pre-war look in a Fallout game. And we finally got it in the intro of Fallout 4, and I still think to this day that that is an interesting and cool thing. I wish it was less on a path. I wish there was a little bit like less of a leash there, and you could kind of wander a bit and do a little bit more, kind of like a Vault 101 vibe, if you will. Like Vault 101, yes, it had its parts where you were on a track and you were kind of stuck, but there was definitely, you know, you could wander around in there. And it would have been cool to be able to do that a little bit more in the beginning of Fallout 4. But nevertheless, it's really cool to see the pre-war, and then, you know, you get to the TV and the guy on the station who just can't believe what's going on, obviously, with a atom bomb about to fall. And then, you know, you know what happens from there. You rush off to the vault and everything and all that. But the intro was fun the first few times. For those, first of all, let me say that I have, I believe, over 1,200. I know I have over 1,200. I don't remember exactly how many. I have over 1,200 hours in Fallout 4. I used to play it an absolute ton. I don't play it as much anymore, but I do still like hop on it every now and then. But vanilla Fallout 4, I haven't played since, oh god, probably like maybe a year, maybe 2 years after it came out. So like I know I started modding heavily in 2017 summertime, because that was when I put a big chunk of the hours into Fallout 4. 2017 summer, I was absolutely just sitting around playing this game all day. When I wasn't hanging out with my friends, I was literally just modding the crap out of this game, constantly looking for new mods. Shout out to Juicehead, because I watched his weekly mods videos back when he did those all the time. That was when I found him, and I've been watching him ever since. But anyways, yeah, I played that game a ton back then, but I haven't played vanilla Fallout 4 since like the first year of it being released. And I was going to try vanilla Fallout 4 again for this video, but I have a absolutely ridiculous amount of mods installed, and it is like Jenga touching those mods. You touch one thing and the entire thing just breaks, falls apart, and then you have to like somehow magically reconstruct it so it holds itself together. It's a whole house of cards over there. So I don't feel like doing that. I think I have like 300 plus mods installed, all active, so I am not touching that. Sorry. I still remember Fallout 4 vanilla, and I can definitely tell you, if I played it right now, I'd be bored out of my mind. I just would be. I don't like a lot of the weapons in vanilla Fallout 4. I don't like a lot of things about vanilla Fallout 4. I loved Fallout 4, funny enough, when it first came out, but after a while I started getting bored, and my friends didn't have PCs at the time, and one of my friends came over and he was like, dude, why do you not mod this game? I would be modding it all the time, because I guess he watched YouTube videos and stuff, which I never really watched YouTube, like at all growing up. I didn't start watching like Juicehead was my entry point into YouTube, funny enough. I never really watched YouTube. I was never subscribed to anybody until I started watching Juicehead mod videos, and then I was consistently looking for his videos, trying to just watch all of them, trying to find every mod I could, because I was just absolutely addicted after my friend got me into modding. So like, I don't know, when I played Fallout 4 vanilla, eventually after I played it enough times, I just kind of was messing around with like the settlement mode, building and all of that. But even then it was, I eventually just got bored of it all. And when he introduced me to the modding scene of it, being like, dude, why do you not mod, yada yada, that was when I really started playing Fallout like a lot. Fallout 4, I should say. Fallout 3 and New Vegas, I never needed to mod those games to play them the amount that I did. A lot of my playtime for both of those was on 360, but I do have a good chunk of playtime on PC, and I just didn't mod them until I found out about Tale of Two Wastelands, and I use that now all the time to play Fallout 3 in New Vegas. I think it's like easily one of the best mods ever. So to be completely honest, I probably just wouldn't play Fallout 4 to this day if it wasn't for the modding scene. Just to basically give you a summary of how I feel about Fallout 4, that is the best way I could ever put it, is I would not play Fallout 4 still. if there was no modding scene. The game would only stand to be a good showcase of what Fallout would be like with good gunplay. That is the main thing that I can give Fallout 4. I didn't like the perk system. I didn't like that they got rid of the skill points. I really love the skill points and then you get the perks. That was definitely the better system to me. But then of course we have characters in Fallout 4, and honestly that is definitely another great part of Fallout 4. There were some good characters. Nick Valentine, of course, being one of them. He was a great character. Kellogg was another good character. I liked being able to read like the terminal in the trailer next to where you start off in Fallout 4. If you know, you know. He had really awesome background to his character, and so did Nick Valentine. They were two very standout ones, and two great examples for that game. So the game had some decent characters. The factions were okay. Brotherhood of Steel was... they were Brotherhood of Steel. I don't know. They were, it was whatever to me. And then there was the Railroad, which I thought that was really cool because, if you go back and play Fallout 3, the Railroad is in that to a tiny, tiny, minuscule extent when you do the Zimmer quest line. So them kind of like bringing that forward all the way to Fallout 4, because of course, if you did the Zimmer quest line in Fallout 3, you know that he mentions the Commonwealth and all this stuff always going on about it. So it was really cool that they allowed you to actually get a really good look at the Railroad, and that maybe brought some bias in because I did like the Railroad and I thought it was a cool faction just because of that. Probably that connection there made that faction a lot better for me, and I did enjoy their quests and stuff going out with I can't remember his name for the life of me, but I did enjoy their quest lines. The Minutemen to me was so lackluster and I didn't care for them at all. It made no sense that they were even really a thing that was able to stand up to people like the Brotherhood. I got what they were going for and it was cool, especially because of the area that it takes place in with a militia type army to fight people. But it made the way, like, if they built up that militia more properly instead of just, hey, there's another settlement for you to go find or whatever, that to me, it didn't really speak to me like that. Like, it would have been better to build up your militia in more of a, I don't know, a visible way where you're seeing like everyone together and stuff. I don't know, it wasn't my favorite thing, and the Minutemen just, to me, was just a faction that was there to fit the location of the game. And again, it had good potential to me. I just think the way they executed it happening and the way you did things, the way it was like, you're the general, and then you're also, for some reason, as the general of the Minutemen, reporting to, of course, the famous Preston Gravy, which of course is the infamous quest of, just repeating quest of doing the same thing 50 billion times in different locations. So yeah, that, to me, the whole Minutemen thing was just a poorly executed plot / faction. And then of course on the other side of it we have the Institute and the Synths, which was an interesting faction. The Institute overall was definitely not my favorite faction in Fallout 4 or just in general in any Fallout, but I did like the premise and the idea of this dystopian apocalyptic world where you don't even know if your friend, your family, or who you're talking to is the real them, or if they're this, very real looking human that does also bleed and do all human functionality, but is in all actuality a robot or what they called a synth. And then there's all these other theories like birds and mannequins like watching you and stuff like that for Fallout 4. It's just a lot of fun stuff around the Institute and the Synths, just basically creating this dystopian world where it's like, I don't even know what's real anymore or who is real, stuff like that. And I love that premise of the game for sure. I think it's really fun, really cool. You walk into Diamond City and the dude's holding a gun to like, I don't remember if it was like his brother or what. And he's like, acting like, oh my God, I think you're a synth, stuff like that. I really loved. about Fallout 4 for sure. I thought that was a really cool thing to bring into it. So vanilla Fallout 4 just has this ebb and flow of not great, but also some things I really do like about the game. Sadly, just to me personally, I think there's more dislikes in vanilla Fallout 4 than things I do like, or at least the things that I don't like as much definitely don't matter as much. I think the biggest thing that I do like about Fallout 4 compared to other ones is the gunplay, but it's like it just doesn't matter to me as much as the actual RPG-ness of a game, for lack of better words. It just, the choice and the impact of those choices is all super lacking. And then, yeah, there's just so many things that I'm not a huge fan of in vanilla Fallout 4. But of course, if you're on PC or even on Xbox, you know that the savior of Fallout 4 is the modding scene. I would say PlayStation, but the modding scene on there is just atrocious. Even on Xbox, it's kind of terrible. It kind of sucks that there's this like memory limit and everything. I really hope that I don't think it's ever going to get like resolved, but if it gets an increase or something, I don't know. But then Todd Howard said something about like if it gets an increase, everybody loses their stuff or whatever. I don't know. I don't understand it whatsoever. I'm on PC, not to be an elitist. It's not what I'm trying to say here, like, oh, I'm better than you or whatever, but I'm on PC, so I get to enjoy the full functionality of modding in Fallout, and it is incredible. It is definitely one of the biggest reasons, if you like playing games a lot, to get a decent enough PC, build it up, and then play those games, because it's just such an insane experience. You're getting so much content for free. You buy the game once, and that's it. I didn't even mention the DLC, but I mean, honestly, I don't have a lot to say about the DLCs. I mean, we already, I feel like as a community, have a consensus of Nuka World was meh, all of the settlement add-ons were BS, and Far Harbor was great. Far Harbor, to me, my immediate reaction to Far Harbor, it was good. I liked it. I remember feeling like it was too short. Now, that's probably a good thing. I mean, I don't know the actual playtime of Far Harbor, like how long it takes to complete it, so I don't know if it's really too short or not, but that was my immediate feeling when I beat it. I was like, oh, it's already over, like damn, I kind of wanted more. So yeah, I mean but that's a good thing, that means I did like Far Harbor, and I wanted it to go on because it did actually have choice and impact in there like a Fallout should. It brought some things that Fallout should have, but it was such a small slice of the pie when you compare it to, the vanilla game. And yeah, Nuka World was cool in its theme and stuff, and there was like parts of it that I enjoyed. The settlement raiding stuff I did not care about. I kind of wish they just gave way less focus to settlement stuff in Fallout 4. I think they put way too much focus on it, and it kind of just became the main focus of the game in development time, and then they just wasted time for that and didn't develop the actual RPG of the game. But that's where modding comes in, because modders for Fallout, oh my god, there is no modding community for any other game that becomes anything close to the modding community of Fallout, and I thank every modder, every person who's made a mod for Fallout 4 out there, whether it's a silly one, a small one, a big one, no matter what you did, I thank you all from the bottom of my heart for turning a game that I bought for $60 from something I probably would have played through twice and said, yeah, it's an okay game, to a game that I put over 1,200 hours into and absolutely adored every hour of it. Now, I have an absolutely massive mod load order, and I love every mod I have in there. And it's funny because every time that I have cleared my mod load order before. I've had over 300 mods before and had it working and everything and played it and yada yada years ago, and then every time I'll like do a completely fresh reinstall of the game, being like, oh, something broke, I can't figure it out, okay, time to completely fresh reinstall. This time I'm not going to do 300 plus mods. I'm only going to do a little bit, but Every single time, I just end up, it's like over time, it just slowly builds up. And I find myself hunting for more mods. And then, you know, I go back to playing and I'm like, okay, now what else can I get? It's so addicting. It's just because it's free content that's there in the palm of your hand. And it's so addicting to just say, oh, I want more content for this game, and just get it. Like that's insane that you can do that for a game, for any game in the industry. It's just incredible that there is a game in the industry, in fact multiple, which are all Fallouts, which are just some of the best RPGs you're ever going to be able to play anyways, and Elder Scrolls of course, and say, I want more content for this game, and then just go to a website and download more. I know, obviously, like, people know, like, it's a thing that's been around. I'm not trying to act like it's this new fantastic thing. It's been around for a while, but it's just, when you really think about it, an incredible thing that I think people start to take for granted, like me. I do, until like right now when I'm really thinking about it. But anyways, I am totally rambling. I'd love to hear from all of you and your thoughts on Fallout 4. I am very interested because, I mean, I have a decent idea of a community census of like what Fallout 4, was thought of and all that, but I'd love to hear from all of you and what you think of it. Do you still play it to this day? Do you have it on Xbox, PlayStation, or PC? And what do you play it like? Do you play the game still to this day completely vanilla? Do you play with only a couple of mods, a bunch of mods? Do you have an insane load order like me? Would you guys like for me to make another video glossing over my mod load order and then kind of upload it somewhere so that you guys can access it and maybe pick at it, or download some of the mods, or download the entire thing? Let me know down below. Anyways, I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Hit all those YouTube buttons that help me out so much if you enjoyed. And if you stayed to this point, you're incredible. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Later.